Hi there, thanks for joining me. I wanted to do a quick video about some more gear that I've gotten recently and give you some hints about what it's going to be used for on the channel over the next little while. Let's get some of these out of the way and start off with the big box. Yep, that's right. I'm finally doing it. Gonna get a digital setup going. And I decided to go with the Goggles V2 instead of the Goggles 2, just they're quite a bit cheaper. And coming from analog, these are still gonna look amazing. And from what I've heard, the DJI Air Unit 03 makes these look even better, or it gives you a better picture than the original Air Unit. At least that's what I've heard, so I'm hoping that's true. The next big box to get out of the way here, that's just a quick, easy one, is, and yes, I know the Radiomaster Boxster just came out, and I bought this just a few weeks ago, right before that came out, and I didn't realize till, and anyways, I realized later that I'd actually gotten the older version, but I don't think there's too many differences really, just this antenna thing is better on the newer one. And I think the newer one's supposed to have a touch screen, but someone told me that this one is a touch screen. All I have to do is upgrade the firmware, so we'll see. But yeah, the main reason I wanted to get this was because I used to use a Taranis X9D. I still have it actually, but it's an old radio. I'd rather have something newer. And I switched to the X-Lite, which I've been using for a while. But the gimbals on the X-Lite have a shorter throw than the Taranis or this one, because these are the Taranis and the Radiomaster TX16S are both like full-size gimbals. So, and I've always felt like flying was a little bit twitchier feeling to me since using the X-Lite with the shorter gimbal throw. So I'm hoping this will help smooth things out for me a little bit more, having the full-size gimbals with the Hall sensors. And I guess some of you are probably wondering about Express LRS or Crossfire and so on for this, and I'm just going to take my Crossfire module from my Taranis and put it in here for now. If I do get another module, I'm probably still going to stick to just getting a new Crossfire V2 module rather than switching to Express LRS, because I already have all these Crossfire diversity receivers that are really good and reliable, and yeah, I don't really see a need to change from them. Let's get these two big ones out of the way now. And the rest of it I've just crammed all into this one box. Let's start out with these. So everything that I'm showing is going to end up being a kind of a hint as to stuff that's coming on the channel. These are 7.5 inch. So 75-35 props from Gemfan. So the hint there is that there's going to be a quad on my channel, or a frame that I'm going to be releasing in the next little while that's going to fit these. I guess you might as well go to this next. So to go with the goggles, I've got the 03 Air Unit. Now I just have to wait like another 3 weeks before I get the really long MIPI cable to go from the camera to the Air Unit, so I can actually put the Air Unit in the back of a 7-inch quad. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to actually use this for a few more weeks, but it probably, before that though, it is going to go into one of my builds. But I think for now, I'm probably going to be sticking to using the DJI stuff for short to mid-range flights. So yeah, I'll probably put this on a short to mid-range build. Let's go through the little stuff quickly. I guess this isn't stuff that'll be on the channel, but I thought it was a good purchase. This one in particular sounded, at least from the marketing and the writing for it, sounded like it was a little bit better. It's from what they say, it's supposed to trip faster than other ones do to prevent damage from happening because it just cuts the electricity off that much quicker. And apparently you can change it from, yeah, there it is. You can change it from 1 amp to 2 amps for the amount of current it takes to trip it. I always like to plug in a build for the first time with one of these. And then I got several of these SMA, UFL to SMA connectors, because I know I've always used a barred pole with a UFL going right to my receiver, but I'm getting tired of those antennas and putting my backpack in and out of my vehicle and not being able to take the antennas off. So I've finally found a UFL to SMA that has the screw holes for it, so I can actually lock this in place, because a couple of times with the barred pole SMAs that I have, I've turned it and it just kind of keeps turning this SMA thing because it doesn't get locked into the 3D print tightly enough with that one little nut on top. So with these 2 fasteners on there, like 2 little M2 bolts going in there, you can do your antenna up as tight as you want and it won't spin this, and you don't have to worry about damaging the wire by twisting it too many times. And let's go through the motors then. I got a whole bunch of motors here now. Some of this stuff was provided through sponsorship from T-Motor, and some of it I paid for myself. I guess I'll be straight up and just tell you what I got sponsored and what I paid for myself. So I guess I'm gonna have to give a big clue here to make this stuff all make sense. So I got a full set and a spare for the T-Motor Velox 2808 1300 kV. And then I have also got another full set of the T-Motor Velox 2808 1500 kV. They all look the same. So all those motors were sponsored to me by T-Motor. And then this set of motors I bought myself, because I actually, I was going to use, I told T-Motor I didn't need motors for this other new frame and build that I'm going to be releasing soon. And then the day after that, I ended up trashing the motors that I planned on using by having had an issue, and I ended up crashing upside down on concrete and like wrecked 3 of the motors. So anyways, I bought a new set. Well, anyway, those motors were 1155 kV, and I was trying it on an 8S build. So the motors I'm going to be using for that new frame that I'm going to be releasing and the build video for it are these T-Motor Velox 3008 1500 kV. So it's going to be kind of a speedier, quicker of a short to mid-range build running on 6S. And these, by the way, the 1500 kV on 6S are what, that's where these 7.5-inch props are going. So these ones I bought myself because I really wanted to have another set of these after ruining my other set of 3008s. All right, some of the other stuff here. This is the for the GoPro Hero 8. I'm going to take one of my, I have 2 GoPro Hero 8s now, and I'm going to take one of them and make them into a naked one. And then the ESC is the T-Motor F55 Pro 2. This and these 2 T-Motor F7 full function or T-Motor F7 Pro flight controllers were both also provided to me by T-Motor. And these are also both going into the 2 frames that I'd mentioned are going to be coming out, because there'll be a build video for each one, of course, like I always do. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to, for now, I don't think I'm going to do a build video for the RAD Scout frame when I release that. That's probably going to come a little bit later. And the last thing here, this is one that I'm pretty excited about. the T-Motor Cine 55A 8S 8-in-1 ESC. And this one I bought myself. Yeah, I really liked how having all 8 ESCs, I know it's, if you fry one, you're gonna be really upset, but so and this is supposed to be for cinequads, so for fairly expensive quadcopters or octocopters that are gonna be carrying expensive cameras. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a very high quality ESC. And since I'm gonna be using it for, you know, cinematic, mid-range kind of stuff, I'm not really worried about damaging the ESC by crashing a whole lot, because you tend to not really crash your cinecopters, your octocopters. Although I do have some flight footage of me ripping pretty hard with my octocopter, and stuff goes wrong. But yeah, one of the main reasons I wanted to get this actually is because of having all 8 ESCs in one. You don't need to have, well, let's start at the beginning there. To have 8 ESCs, when you use 2 4-in-1s, you need a power distribution board to be able to take your battery power and split it between the 2 ESCs. With this, you just battery power straight into the ESC, just like a regular quad. No, you don't have to worry about using a power distribution board at all, because this also plugs directly into the T-Motor F7 Pro flight controller, which has either a 9 or a 10 volt regulator, I can't remember which it is, and it also has a 5 volt regulator. So this is great in several ways about not needing to have the power distribution board, because you're getting your 8S power dropped into 9 volt and 5 volt without needing a PDB. And you're also getting power to all 8 of your ESCs without needing a power distribution board as well. So this will really simplify an octocopter build. I know, because I've built a couple of versions of my octocopter now, and it's a pain with using the power distribution board and fitting that in and splitting the power out to the 2 ESCs from it and so on. It's this is going to make for a much cleaner, easier octocopter build. And I know this is a pretty pricey ESC. It retails for $269 US. Well, that's all the new stuff I've got. So I'll have another video coming up in the next little while about the octocopter, as well as the short to mid-range 7.5-inch cinematic quad. And I'm also going to do another video talking more about this ESC. Well, hopefully I've caught your interest with talking about these 2 different new frames that are going to be coming up soon. An octocopter and a short to mid-range 7.5-inch cinematic frame. So yeah, 2 new frames that are be coming up. Plus there's going to be the RAD Scout frame that I'm going to be releasing soon as well. So I guess there's going to be 3 coming out over the next couple of months. So if you want to see more about those, remember to subscribe so the videos will pop up for you on YouTube. And thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.